So that kind of fully encompasses everything that I kind of just said for the last 10, 15 minutes. You know, every moment that you've gone through, every single thing that you've had to deal with has led you to now, and this is exactly who you're supposed to be, okay? And there's always parts of us that we want to work on, and that's great. If you were like, hey, I'm 100%, I am the best person I can be, well, there's usually probably something that we can kind of continue to work on. Something we kind of have to acknowledge. All right, so we're kind of going to dig into how your experiences can help you find your passions. And that's something where we spend kind of quite a bit of time on the experience portion. Just because when you kind of make that list of like your strengths, different things that you feel you're good at, whether that's like organization or communication, anything like that, that helps you be able to find your passions, okay? And you might be thinking, hey Sarah, what is passion? And that's a great question. And it's different for every single person. Everyone's gonna have their own definition, something that kind of helps them find their way. Personally, here's another quote. I like how Oprah Winfrey puts it. She says, passion is energy. Feel the power that comes from focusing on what excites you. And I think the big word, should have really bolded it or turned it red in this, but is excites. Because when you think about it, we have quite a bit of time left, you know what I mean? And we want to really dig into and get involved in things that we like, that we care about. Because kind of when you hear like your parents or sometimes the older generations say, you know, if you find something you love, it doesn't seem like work. It's just like a hobby. It's something that you're involved in. And that's what's so great, is that you guys get to come to Hobby. Because not very many people get the opportunity to come. And I don't say that lightly. Because there's a reason why each of you are here. You know, some of you came by applying, or were nominated from your community, or you saw about Hobby and you're like, hey, I'm gonna sign up, like, I don't know what this is, but let's just try it and see how it goes. And it doesn't matter how you got here, you're here, and that's what's so exciting. And I know each of the staff is so grateful and so excited to have you guys here, and you guys have changed us, hopefully, as much as we've been able to change you. So these passions, Hobby really helps you find that. Kind of like when we talked earlier about the values aspect, that kind of helps you find your passions, okay? So I have two little finds for you to help kind of find your passion. One is find what you enjoy, okay? And what's kind of great is you're at the time in your life where you have a lot of opportunities, a lot of time to figure out, you know, trial and error, things you like, things that maybe like, I like certain things of this, but let's try something else with the aspect that I do like. You have all this time, and that is what's so great. So, you know, find what you're good at. Are you an athlete? Are you into agriculture? Are you into forensics? You know, academic focus. And I know I missed a ton because there's so many things that you can be involved in. But that doesn't mean any one of those involvements is worth any less than the other. So you want to find what you're good at, and then kind of think, okay, like for me, I feel like, hey, like I'm an okay athlete. Why? You know, don't just stop at, hey, I'm good at this. Like that's great, but now kind of break it down. Like, why am I good at this? Why do I thrive? And why do I kind of find fulfillment from this? Okay, and again, maybe is it because you're with a team? It's maybe because it's individual. You know, maybe it's because it's a certain focus. And that's kind of the next step, is to kind of find what you're good at and then why you're good at it. Because these skills and these strengths really come from all those trial and errors. So I really encourage you, even if you're really not involved in anything in your community or at school, find at least one thing that you really enjoy doing. Because when you do, it's so exciting, because you don't mind going, you get excited about going, you do it, you know, in your free time. It's like, whoa, I'm supposed to have downtime and I'm working on this. But that's what's so exciting about kind of finding your passions, is because it kind of helps lead you and kind of still helps shape you. It'll always continue to shape you. So that's the first find what you're good at. And then the second one, kind of like in the quote, is find what excites you. Okay, a little repetitive, but we're just going to dig a little deeper into it. So what excites you? Okay, kind of think about that for a moment. What do you get really excited about? Okay, what are a few things? What are a few things people get excited about? Yeah. Volleyball. Okay, awesome. Volleyball. What's another? Yeah.
Positive change.
I like it. Positive change. Did you have one as well?
School events.
Cool. I like it. We got a little bit of each. Do you have another one?
Music.
Okay.
Family.
Awesome. Did you have one? No?
Airports.
Okay, yeah, cool. That's something different. I like it.
A challenge.
Awesome. Okay, so there's all these different areas. If I could go through each one of you, I would. And if you want to chat about it later, I'd totally be up for it. So yeah, what excites you? You know, I heard some sports, some activities, you know, like school events, airports. I like that. That was something different. And kind of think like, why it excites you, you know? And again, is it because, hey, like I get to be competitive and I get to work on myself? Or is it, it's a little bit challenging to work as a team, but I like that. I'm up for the challenge. Okay, so kind of find what excites you. And this is something, I promised you, experiences and passions linked together, not just on totally two different pages. So, your experiences help you find your passions. Like for me, the story I shared now kind of has helped me find my passion. I know that I want to help, might sound cliche, but I do want to help others through recovery through mental health. So that's something that I find a passion in, and I've been able to find involvements that work at that. And like actually, what's exciting, I just got the position of an intern, psych intern, at a mental health clinic. And that's something where I honestly don't think I've found something I've enjoyed so much as this. And that's what's like, I'm just like, oh yeah, I think I found it, like I'm in the right area, this is so exciting. It's kind of like that light bulb moment, you know? Like I will go for so long, and then even when I'm at home, I'm like, okay, like what can I be doing? How can I improve myself? How can I work at this more so I can even be better than I was the day before? And that's what's so exciting. Like I said, this time is trial and error. So if you're like, hey, I think I'm going to try something in school, you get into it for a little bit, and then you're like, oh, maybe it's not quite for me. That's okay, you tried it. That's the biggest thing. A lot of people are kind of just a little bit offset by starting something new, by getting involved in something. So even if you can take that little step just to try something new, and you might not like it so much, that's okay. You're honestly finding more about yourself than if you didn't do anything at all. Okay, so if you didn't like something, like, why? Kind of break that down. Then you're like, okay, the next thing I try, we're gonna focus on something a little bit better at, or something that I enjoy more. Okay. All right. So these experiences really help you find your passions and eventually your leadership opportunities. Okay, and we've already heard really great speakers from Hobby about different opportunities you can have. And honestly, what's so great about Hobby is that you will make so many connections. You know, even I saw a few of you speaking to the alumni after their presentation a few hours ago. You know, and that's kind of where it starts. If you can find that connection, like you have that interest, really partner up with that person. Like my sophomore year, there was a nationally known speaker named Jamie. You might not know the name, that's okay. But I really connected with him. He's been a mentor with me ever since, and he's kind of helped me get the courage to get up here. And that's what's kind of exciting, is you find these people that help you kind of find those connections and find those different areas that you might not have had access to otherwise. You know, and with him, I was able to, like senior year, I started a bullying prevention campaign, and I made a committee for it. And it was a year-long thing. So something like that, even having that one firm, really good connection, has helped me get farther than I ever thought I could before. And that's what's kind of exciting. You know, and even if you don't feel like you really click with someone, that's okay. You know, even if you don't want to come back, that's fine. There's still people that you'll even see and meet after your life at Hobby who've even been involved in Hobby. So that's something that, don't think your Hobby journey ends after you leave tomorrow. Because it's totally up to you. You know, you're going to get out of the experience what you put into it. You know, so you really have to open your mind. And you guys have been doing such a wonderful job this week. And I want to say that this is an impressive group, and I'm not saying that biasly. So, I have another quote, believe it or not. And this is actually going to be my closing quote, okay? So don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive and go do that. Because what the world needs are people who have come alive. I love that quote. It's on like the back of my computer and I'm like, I gotta share this, it's so exciting. A little geeked out for quotes. But yeah, so I really want to thank you guys for listening to me. Up here I have a couple of different of my tags. I actually have a blog, it's right here. And it's called Shattering Expectations. So my blogs have been about how to kind of be happy and be who you really want to be in the future. So I have done a blog about how to find your passion and kind of like how your experiences can help you find your passion. So a little bit about what I talked today. So yeah, thank you.